colleague, Anna Fedorova, CEO of Unicorn Battles. Anna, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Liana, and I'm so glad to be in the Middle East, where we will discover the best startups today. And the best one will participate in the Unicorn Cup finals that are coming in just a week. Thanks to our sponsors, our events are happening all over the world. Platinum sponsor Network VC California Seed Fund, Golden sponsor Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, and Silver sponsor Sci-Fi. Our event is the world's largest startup pitch competition by geography and the number of the events held. And the winner of the 2 days online Unicorn Battle in the Middle East will join the winners of all our preliminary battles from all over the world and join us for the Unicorn Cup Finals, February 18th. Save the date in your calendar, and I would like to see all of you at this exciting event. Because besides startups pitching live, there'll be a Startups Expo where the best international startups will showcase themselves to the great audience, famous investors from all over the world. So to know more, please contact our event managers and welcome to our great finals. During the season of the Unicorn Cup, our preliminary local unicorn battles are being held on all continents with participants from 125 countries of the world, discovering the prominent startups that will define tomorrow's future. Unicorn.Events is an open competition where startups pitch live for private investors. We started back our events in 2009 and have done already more than 240 of them all over the world. And we had traveled with our events to distant places, to near places, and if for any reason we haven't been to your country, to your city, to your region, please contact us and we will be glad to welcome you in our partnership network doing our great events with us. Look at our statistics. We're doing really good match, finding the best investors and discovering the most prominent startups. Our VC community keeps growing. Our startups have raised lots and lots of funds directly. We never stand in the middle. And our angels network and our guests like us and welcome us in distant places. Recently, we had started a new format, the unicorn pitches. Now you can do local events in your local language or English together with us. So please contact us to know more, because the best things in the world happening when you have right people by your side. Excuse me, we are moving forward. Yes. I would like to introduce you to our ecosystem. We are a smart ecosystem that consists of various software solutions and internet platforms that unite startups, investors, business angels, experts, professional scouts, and high-level managers in a single business space, which makes it possible to solve quickly and efficiently any task in the field of innovation and startups. Startup.Network is a heart and a marketplace for startups, businesses, investors, and service providers. Network VC is our classical venture fund. Sci-Fi acceleration program. Unicorn.Events, the world's largest online startup pitch contest. VC House is a closed online community and network created exclusively for the VCs, where they can exchange deals, where they participate in as a lead investor. Network Investments, it's a meeting point for investment banks, startups, and businesses. And Silicon Valley Syndicate Club is a special structure that allows business angels to invest into the best startups with small checks through syndicate deals. Whether you are VC or a business angel, invest with us. If you are a startup, our ecosystem opens great opportunities for you, helping to succeed, become leaders in your industry. Dear startups, get in contact when you are fundraising and we'll help you out with a great pleasure. And for partners, we welcome you to our network. We can explore enormous business opportunities together and become really global. Please contact me and we will talk about it in person. And now we are returning back to the Middle East. and we will find some great startups today. Lena and Kate, the floor is yours. Let's see what you have for us today.
Thank you, Anna. First of all, we are glad to welcome you at our last Asian battle in this season. That would not be so brightful without the help of our partners. From Startup Grind Japan, from Microsoft for Startups at the Middle East, from China Accelerator, LinkedIn Local India, Edge 196, Alternative VC Company, AI Startup Incubator, and the media Startup Crypto News. Please check their websites and social media to find even more opportunities for fundraising and funding in startups. And Lena, I think you can start a jury introduction.
Yeah, thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Kate. So guys, before we start the pitch competition, please greet our honored judges who volunteered their valuable time to our event today. So dear judges, please introduce yourselves and funds you represent. Shortly for 1 minute, pointing out the industry, check size, state, and geographical location of startups you invest in. So let's start. Please meet our CEO, Alexander Sroka.
Hello, Lena. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you all here today. Our funds usually invest up to 400K. We are industry agnostic and prefer to follow and invest on late seed or Series A stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Great to have you with us today. So who would like to be the next one, guys? Yes, please.
Hi, this is Jay Patel, founder, CEO of Edge 196. We invest in early stage companies, $200,000 investment. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. My name is Zohar. I am the managing partner of AMZ Group. We invest in early stage startups, usually between 30,000 to 300,000 per check. Mentoring startup as well, and I'm originally from the Middle East, so very honored to be here.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Maybe I'll go next. Hi, Manel. Good seeing everyone here. I'm from Mumbai, India. I run a fund called Unicorn.India Ventures. We invest in early stage companies anywhere around $500,000 to $2 million, and then go up to around $6 to $8 million. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
So I will go next, Lena.
Yes, please.
I'm Bharat Krishna. I'm the co-founder of the 100 Open Startups Global Program. It's a corporate open innovation program, and it's been for 14 years. And we invest sector agnostic and worldwide. Starting check size is 100K, going up to 2 million. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Let me go next. Hi, this is Anil Chikara. I run Blue Bolt Startup Factory. We are a deep tech startup accelerator based out of Bangalore in India. Right now, we are focusing on supply chain and logistics, that sector. And any startup which is working in that, we would love to talk to them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Continuing India, namaste. My name is Preeti Chaudhary, and I'm the founder of LinkedIn Local India. Our sector agnostic ticket sizes are 25 to 150K US dollars. Geography primarily in India, but looking and open to partnerships and alliances worldwide. I'm also the partner for Unicorn Pitch's battle with Startup.Network. We had our inaugural event just recently. The spring season event is on Friday, March 26, 3 p.m. India time, which is GMT plus 5:30. Look forward to the last battle in the Middle East today, and I'm all ready for the Silicon Valley final next week. Thank you for having me here, Team Startup.Network, and all the best to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us and for your supporting.
Yeah, I can go. This is Gary Fowler. Hello, everybody. Great to see some friendly faces here. I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. I've done 17 companies. I've developed 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team at Click Software. sold for $1.35 billion to Salesforce, and also Eva.ai. So we invest up to $3 million. We focus on AI and quantum computing around the world. We curate those companies with our company, which is GSD, Get Shit Done Venture Studios. It's a premier global venture studio located in Silicon Valley. So it's great to be here. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thanks. I can go next. Thanks, Gary. Good to see you again, and good to see you, Preti, and all the others. My name is Fredrik Chuk. I'm working for Maersk Drilling in Copenhagen as a head of innovation scouting, looking for startups to both work with and invest in globally. So great to be here. Looking forward to see all the startups and participate in a great event again. So thanks, Lena.
Thank you so much, Fredrik. Welcome.
Maybe I'll go next. So Salam alaikum. Very nice to meet everyone. So my name is Dal Ghawas. I'm the program director for Big Idea Ventures. So Big Idea Ventures is a fund focused on food and agritech. We have two funds at the moment. So the New Protein Fund is focused on alternative proteins. And the second fund is the Generation Food Fund, which is focused on agricultural investments. So our sorry, could you please mute whoever's talking in the background? Thank you. Yeah, so our second fund is focused on say agriculture, and in general we invest anywhere from seed all the way to Series B. So wishing everyone all the best of luck, and really a great pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Dal. Thank you. Welcome. Okay. Next one, please, guys.
Hi, everyone.
I'm happy to do. Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go. Well, great to be here today. Great pleasure to you to join this last battle. My name is Oscar Ramos. I'm a partner in SOSB and also managing director in one of our flagship accelerators, Chan Accelerator. So SOSB is a global VC fund with $150 million under management, investing in companies from the seed stage, and then following up with additional investments. We normally start investing 150 to 250K in the first check, and then we can go up to 2 million investment per company. We have no geographic focus, so we invest literally everywhere. We're also multi-industry. We go deep by technology, being one of the most active investors in the world in hardware, in biotech, and also in the software space in areas like blockchain and machine learning, VR. Personally, I'm more interested in enterprise and B2B companies that potentially can leverage the growth and opportunity in Asia. So great to see some familiar faces and great to see some messages coming as we introduce ourselves. So looking forward to check what companies are going to be checking today.
Thank you so much, Oscar. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, hi everyone. First of all, I want to say thanks to organizers for such amazing event you organized for the startups and investors also, yeah. My name is Rafael Badalyan. I'm from Armenia, Yerevan, from Soft Construct company. Our company was founded in 2010, and we backbone of such international market leading startups already, or companies like BedConstruct, FitConstruct, startup like Ucraft, website builder, and Panda MR, virtual events organization company. We invest in early stage startups, and we already have success startups now. And I want to say thanks and wish good luck for our startups today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Lena, hi, can I jump in?
Yes, please.
Hi, everyone. Good to see some familiar faces. My name's Nadia. I am general partner to Seed South Capital. It's a South African seed stage fund where we're working closely with government to de-risk opportunities for later stage investment. I'm based in Dubai. I'm actually at the blockchain conference right now, so very exciting to see what's coming out here. I work for Vitality in the region and CXO to Women in Technology.
Thank you so much, Nadia. Welcome.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet
Can I
you.
go next?
Yes, please.
Hey, hi. Thanks for having me here first of all. And this is my first time in Unicorn Battle, but glad to see a few familiar faces. I live in Dubai, and we launched a company called Startup Skills 360. I'm a CEO of the company. Last year we launched. Prior to that, I worked for Mubadala Group for over 12 years, which is one of the sovereign funds based out of Abu Dhabi. We typically work with growth startup, which looking to enter into Middle East. And in my personal capacity, like we do invest as an angel. So looking to even look at some great startup, even at seed stage to early stage.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
I can go next. This is Subrata Patra here from our ventures. I'm a venture partner with our ventures, which typically invests up to $10 million US dollar into early stage companies. We are sector agnostic. I personally take care of big tech companies. Very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Subrata. Welcome. Who would like to be the next one, guys?
I'll go. Good morning to everybody. I think it's Dubra Ranko. Anna, is that right? And Shubha Prabhat for you, Preeti, Shalom, and Sabah al-Khair to all of you. I am Jordan in the United States. Hello, Mr. Zuhar, good to see you. I'm with Silicon Valley Venture Group. We are a tech agnostic company. We write checks between $300 and $3 million, $30,000 to $300,000 for rounds of $300 to $3 million to win. And we want you to win and come over to Silicon Valley so we can beat you and we can take that trophy from you, but we want to try the battle with you. So make it matter, make it good, make it strong, and make me staying up until 1 in the morning really worth it. Are you with me, guys? Come on, I want to hear some noises. Are you with me?
We are with you, Jordan. Oh, yes.
Always with you.
All of you.
Thank you, Jordan. Great to have you with us today. Yes, please, Angelo. So, guys, would like to be the next one?
Hi, Lena. Maybe I can go. It's Lisa Salud calling from R3I Ventures here in Singapore with my colleague Peter Lavnica, also on the channel. We are a cross-border deep tech and med tech venture fund, investing from seed through to Series B. We have a house of med tech and house of deep tech based in Singapore, Luxembourg, and Silicon Valley. And really pleased to be here with you today and looking forward to seeing what's on offer. Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Next one, guys.
Okay, I can go if others wait. Well, my name is Slava Pedlisny. I'm a managing partner of Network Investments, which is a part of Startup.Network ecosystem. And I'm creating a network for investment professionals, investment banks, so that we could exchange deals and enlarge drastically our deal flow. So if someone is interesting, please connect. I'll get my detailed information about me into chat. Thanks.
Thank you, Slava. Welcome. Next one, please.
Myself, Dr. Ram Behin from London Capital. We live in Dubai. So we have two verticals. One is mentorship and accelerator program for startup firms, mostly focusing on the tech business. So currently we are handling few consumer tech as well as AI integrated startup companies. So that is number one. So vertical two is like we closely work with the venture capital firms and the PE firms to raise funds for them. So we are well connected with the family offices and large sovereign funds in the GCC region. So we do work on two verticals. And happy to join for this program, and thanks for connecting me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram. Welcome. Would like to be the next one, please, guys?
Hi. Hello?
Hello. Could you open your camera, please?
Oh, it seems the camera's closed. How are you? Hi, this is Bilal Mikawi. I'm co-founder of Joby Capital. We're based out of New York with offices also in London. We focus on consumer retail tech businesses, pre-Series A and Series A. Check sizes range from $500 to $3 million as well. But we only invest in companies where we could add value. Either we believe we can add value either through geographical expansion or using our retail network that we have in terms of helping these companies. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Next one, please, guys.
Hi, can I go next?
Yes, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Crazy John from Japan. Thank you so much for inviting me, Anna, Kate, Lena, Alex, Julia. Good to see Gary, Pretty, you know, lots of actually new friends. Lisa, Luxembourg. Yeah, so good. Yeah, I'm addicted to come to this event. I just finished being judging another event for 2 hours called Hello Tomorrow Japan. We brought it from Paris for deep tech community. So I'm Crazy John Kojiro Moriwaka, visiting professor of 2 universities, teaching entrepreneurship and innovation, owner of Moriwaka Medical. We sell any kinds of medical devices, and also CEO of Silicon Valley Ventures. We are advisor from Silicon Valley startups to large multinational corporations. And I'm also official columnist of Forbes Japan. So I love to interview Anna or everybody for, you know, I want, because Japanese people hesitate to participate in these global pitch competition because it's in English. However, I want to make all of you famous in Japan as well. So let's connect and let's make it happen. So good luck for all startups today. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Crazy John, how come you didn't mention me, man? I'm with you in all the events. Why did you leave me out? What did I do?
Oh, hey, Jordan, I forgot about you. You are too quiet.
Oh, that makes me feel better. You forgot about me. Thank you so much.
Make more noise. Thank you.
So, who would like to be the next one, please, guys? Yes, please. Okay, so
yes, I can go next.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, hi. My name is Avdesh Chetal. I'm based in Qatar. I run a venture studio called Ryzen Ventures, and nice to be here. Nice to see some familiar faces, and looking forward to hearing startups. We work with the government very closely here. So anyone looking at funding, go-to-market in the region in Qatar, please get in touch. Looking forward.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Sure.
So, next one, please. Okay, so it's time to continue. So guys, before we will start the hottest part of our events today, let me explain and use some details about today's voting. So, dear judges, to start voting, you have just to click the link you have got on email before, and you will be redirected to the event page. After this, you have to scroll the page to the startup section, and you will see the logos and marks beneath. After this, you have to put marks depending on investment potential from 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest mark and 1 is the lowest. So you have just to put marks before without any confirmation buttons, and you could change marks before the voting will be closed. If you need help assessing your profile at our event page, please let us know in chat, and our support team will help you. So next information is for our dear attendees. So this information for you, and you have a great opportunity to support our participants today. You can register at our event page and give your like to your favorite startups. They need your support today. Next information, Kate will explain you information. It will be for our startup, and Kate will explain you some details. Kate?
A few words about the timeline. Now each founder will have 3 minutes for pitching and 3 minutes for Q&A session. We recommend not to mention any fundraising out loud because we are broadcasting all over the world, and some countries may have restrictions in this regard. For this reason, you can use private or public chats here on Zoom or use other channels. Based on the results of online voting, one startup will be chosen as a winner of today's battle. So please meet our first contender for this title. It will be Edama Organic Solution from Saudi Arabia. Guys, are you ready?
Hey, hi, can somebody share the link for voting?
Sure, Anil, we will send you on chat.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you.
Please.
So let's start, guys.
Introduce yourself and the time will start.
Yes, good evening, everybody. My name is Sabrina and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Edama Organic Solutions. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, very well. So Edama Organic Solution was born in 2017 as a KAUST spin-off. King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, KAUST, is a university based in Saudi Arabia. At Edama, we deliver cutting-edge organic waste recycling solutions that are specifically targeted to desert environments. Edama is tackling 3 major challenges for arid regions. The first is waste disposal. Did you know that most of the waste we produce is actually organic, meaning food waste from our homes, restaurants, and food industries, and green waste from landscaping and agricultural activities. All of this waste is currently piling up in landfills, where it represents a threat for the environment and public health. The second big challenge that we're tackling is desert agriculture. Because of the low fertility and water holding capacity of local sandy soil, desert agriculture is extremely inefficient. And to improve desert soils, farmers, landscapers, and home gardeners need products that are currently imported. Hence the supply chain issue. Soil improver products is usually not reliable and very costly. At Edama, we transform organic waste into resources for desert agriculture. Our mission is to create a local circular economy that recycles discarded food and green waste into soil improver products for the benefits of our communities. Our recycling technologies integrate the most advanced organic waste recycling methods with local needs and proprietary scientific know-how. And our plant science expert design high-quality, high-value soil improver products that are tailored to increase the efficiency of desert agriculture, increasing yields while reducing water demands, and enable desertification practices. Recycling all the organic waste in the MENA region into Edama soil improver products will bring immense social and environmental benefits to our communities. We calculated that these benefits are worth $10 billion every year in cost savings, thanks to reduced pollution, addressed water scarcity, improved food security, and improved quality of life for our citizens and our visitors. The creation of a local circular economy will not just lead to cost savings, but create value of $3 billion every year, driving economic growth and creating many new green jobs opportunities. At Edama, we're an international team of professionals with a common passion for sustainability. Beside myself, with a PhD in data science and several years of work experience in sustainability, we have Mitchell Morton, our CTO, plant scientist and expert in desert agriculture, Engineer Saud, our Director of Business Relations, with an extensive regional network, and Rowan Jandu, our COO, serial entrepreneur with several years experience in business and finance. I would like to conclude showing our great growth opportunities. We're currently building our first commercial scale facility in KAUST and negotiating with several municipalities, mega projects, and food processing industries in order to build additional recycling capacity in the Kingdom and in the Gulf and in the MENA region and beyond. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will take any questions.
Thank you so much. Great pitch. So, dear judges, any questions?
Okay, can I ask? I think this seems to be a very capital-intensive business. So, could you talk more about the capex and how do you plan to scale up this business beyond MENA?
Okay, so first of all, the capex. It is true that it's a capital-intensive business. Therefore, our projects normally take a couple of years from ideation to realization. We first conduct a feasibility study and then present the feasibility study to several investors that are willing to invest in the project. So far, our projects in Saudi Arabia have been funded by university and progressive organizations that are keen on complying with sustainability targets. But with the new regulations coming into place in Saudi Arabia and in the whole MENA region and the world, more and more organizations are willing to invest into the recycling in order to comply with the environmental regulations. In Saudi, for example, we're partnering with large organizations like municipalities, mega projects, government entities that are currently the main source of investment for the CapEx.
Typically, how much CapEx you need to build per facility?
It really depends on the project. We have projects that cost $2 million, but for a mid-sized project, we are talking about $15–20 million.
Thank you
so much. And
hi, Sabrina. This is Gaurav from RemitRix Ventures. Sabrina, I have a question. You know, the soil improvers are historically quite popular across Europe, US, in terms of humic acid, salinity correctors, and many others. What is the exact business model you are trying to deploy? Are you building the soil improvers through composting and other facility processes and selling it to the farmers? What is the business model?
Exactly. Our business model has two sources of revenue. The first is from the gate fee. So we charge for disposing waste, certain fee that is calculated based on the waste volume that's being delivered to our facility. And the second source of revenue is from the selling soil improver products to landscapers, to farmers, to companies that are developing projects. So we sell a variety of products for topsoils, for landscaping. This is a very big market for us, but we are very much focused on the farming sector as well, because our mission is to improve the desert agriculture. And we also have products that are more innovative and targeted to specific desert agricultural practices like hydroponic farming. So one method that Edama is developing is to recycle date palm fronds into an hydroponic growth media that can be used in this form of growing that's actually very water efficient and booming in the region.
And Sabrina, you mentioned about the intellectual property that has been filed. Which countries does it cover, your IP? Is it approved or is it under progress?
It is under progress. We filed it 1 year ago, actually, but it is still under progress, and it will be covered in the whole world.
So it is being filed under USPTO and PCT both as well? Okay. Sabrina, I would love to speak to you personally after this contest is done and take it forward. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, judges. We need to move on. The next startup is from Israel.
Can you see the presentation?
Yeah, let's start.
All right, let's start. Good day, everyone. I have less than 3 minutes to show you 20 years of R&D and several amazing discoveries. My name is Nimrod Elmich, and I'm the CEO and founder of Proteimax. Proteimax is all about peptide innovation. We developed a method of screening and identifying peptides that actually can drive huge value and can bring some cure to some of the most pressing problems of humanity, as you'll see soon. Sorry. We bring solution to real challenges. Our current pipeline has library of 54 peptides. Each can create better life, and we are focusing on 3 in the next 24 months. I'll speak of 2, PEP19 and PEP44. PEP44 is a peptide that actually kills any bacteria, fungi, or mold in the open air. It does not operate inside the human body. And so we figured out this is the perfect and most effective way to extend shelf lives of fruit and vegetables. You can see a test we conducted here in Brazil, 40 degrees Celsius on strawberries, and what it means to tip it in this material. The other peptide, which is most advanced, is PEP19. And this was identified in mammals when room outside dropped below 10% Celsius, and it just triggers the conversion of fat into energy. And you can see oral treatment that we gave in 3 days is as if human lost 20%, sorry, of his fat tissue in 3 days. PEP19 also is a grant patent in North America, in Europe, and as of last month in China as well. And the patent covers every combination of the molecule we call PEP19, which is 10 amino acids. A little bit about obesity, which is what we call the real epidemic. People used to be lean, 10% body fat. Today you can find people with 50%, and obesity is the mother of all illnesses. And none of the solutions today provide something sufficient to fight it. Now, I'll try to dip in and show you why we think this is a selective peripheral fat loss. PEP19 works in the fat tissue. It turns white adipose tissue, which is pure fat, into brown adipose tissue, which is pure energy, and it converts it into heat, and that's how it works. You can see the differences on mice on the right. After 3 days of treatment, you can see the striking result that we received with all metabolic parameters. And again, the implication, 20% loss of fat in the body in 3 days. It also flattened the glucose curve and reduces fasting insulin. You can see the level of glucose dropped here in 40% in a 30 minutes, what we call serum test. And as we predicted, substantially lower levels of fasting insulin as well, which again have huge implications over many diseases. Our market opportunities are endless. Almost any food can become a PEP19-based food and a healthy food. A relatively very easy regulation path, it's a natural molecule, and very low cost of production. So when we say we have a real solution in the war against obesity and type 2 diabetes, we mean that we can provide you food that doesn't make you fat. Thank you very much. I just remind you that PEP19 is a tip of an iceberg. We have 54 more peptides, each a unicorn by itself. Each can create better life and healthier life for people. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Thank you, Nimrod. Just do not bring microphone so close to the mouth.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
Disappears. Thank you.
Nimrod, I wanted to ask a question. What is the market share we're talking about?
Well, depends on the industry. We go to the food and beverage industry first. Market share is enormous. Every fat food can become something that doesn't make you fat, but we go then forward to the pharma industry, especially with other peptides. It goes directly to pharma. Also with PEP19, we go directly to pharma after the food industry. It's part of the process to get the food additive and then continue to pharma. So the market share can be anything the Excel would suffer. There's no such thing.
And did you get FDA approval?
We have quotes from 3 of the major companies worldwide. One of them in Israel, one is Charles Rivers, another one in Ireland. And we know it takes 6 to 8 months and less than $1 million to get FDA food approval in a root called grass, because it's a natural molecule, because it exists in the human body, because it exists in fruits. So unless we want to do claim, we don't even have to do human trials, human clinical trials, only if we want to base a claim. So it's really fast.
Any exit strategies?
Well, we are a technology company. We don't intend to manufacture nothing by ourselves. We have huge partners that are looking at us, like Nestle and other food manufacturers. We want to keep and stay small. We want to develop the 54 peptide, which some of them related to heart failures and others. And exit strategy, any industry that look at one of the peptides and want it, probably we will divide the company later on and go to an IPO or go to sell. It depends. We just want to make money right now. We just want to make contracts that take money and the exit will show up.
Thank you. Can you talk about your team?
Oh.
Yes, I can talk about our team since we have a great team. Let me do, this is our team, a very experienced team. The two professors are well-known professors and specialists in immunology and in proteins. The team won't grow big. We will become a company of less than 10 people. That's what we're going to stay, because we are a technology company and we have 54 kids to take care of.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Sorry, can I go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So my couple of questions. So in terms of, let's say, the functionality of your peptide, have you applied for any functional food labeling, as you've mentioned that it has some effects on diabetes as well as obesity?
Well, the route for a food approval for FDA as a food additive does not require a claim. So
No, I know it doesn't,
yeah,
but I'm just asking, have you applied for a functional food label?
Not yet. It's part of the process for the FDA for the next 12 months to get the claim. It depends on what we want to achieve, because it's different quantity of PEP19 when you handle diabetes, when you handle fat, or even when you handle cholesterol or blood pressure. By the way, PEP19 triggers a lot of mechanism in the metabolic, what we call the metabolic syndrome. Each concentration and quantities handles better different sorts, so it's depend on what is the product for who it is meant to, and that way we develop the exact one.
Yeah, got it. So right now everything has been validated in vivo, like through animal models, or have you done any clinical studies to show these mechanisms of action?
We did all the clinical trials that we need for the food additive approval by ourselves, but it wasn't according to the GLP guidelines. We have to do it again. We did a lot of allergic brain influence so far with great results, but we have to go through all this again, and we decided to go through a turnkey project with one of the major companies, so we know it's something that we pay, we get the food approval, and we hit the market.
Okay, and just my last question. This is more of a B2B play, like you're going to focus as an additive, or do you want to develop products?
Exactly, B2B. We have no intention to try and become a developer, marketing, or producer of a product. We have so many partners who want to join us and turn their food into superfood, especially the ones who sells you those fast food and all kind of fried food. Everything is relevant for us. So we intend to.
So do you have a specific? Sorry, do you have a specific product in mind that you've already verified that it will work like well with?
Well, we had discussion with companies like CP Thailand who wanted to take it to hamburgers, but also wanted to make a bar with an exact doses. We spoke to beverage companies, the red and the blue. And of course, they are what they do for us with sugar, we can eliminate. So this is for them, it's like a saver. So yes, we are with a lot of connections with the food industry. Of course, they all wait for the FDA approval as a food additive, which we're going to get in 8 months.
All right, thank you very much.
Nimrod, I have a question. You know, about 25, 30 years back in America, there was a product that was launched called as Olestra, and its trade name was Olean. Procter & Gamble, McDonald's, Wendy's, many tried it because all the fried food, this Olean would not let it go into the human body, much similar to the peptide molecule that you are developing. And I come from renewable sciences background, and I know. Can you tell me, and you know, initially the euphoria was that this is fantastic, but few years later, FDA and other countries had to step in to ban it because of its harmful side effects that were not studied. And you know, peptide, I understand this more as a scientist with all my inventions and working in renewable sciences in America. Could you tell me, and it may not be an apples to apples comparison, but knowing the significant hurdles, and I've been a part of that industry, why do you think that this peptide would get an approval, at least in the US or the North American markets, knowing the past history of a similar product that was launched in the market?
Yes, well, this is a very good question. And there's also another material called rimonabant that was, again, depression of appetite. The problem with all these, as the last example you showed, is that it passes the blood-brain barrier and hit the brain, which means all side effect you get is because this is small molecules that passes the brain. PEP19 is totally different. It's 10 amino acid, it's bigger than the size that needs to go, and we have no whatsoever with everything we check, no effect on the brain because there's no traces there. And the operation method of PEP19 is working inside the fat cells. Actually, it works only on accesses of sugar and fat in the cell. So it takes care of your fat in your belly, in your places, in organs that you have fat, but only in the fat. There is no reminders, there's no side effects, there's nothing. We double checked it so many times with many models to see that there's no effect, no side effect, not in the liver. So actually, and because it is a natural molecule, again, exists in the human body, exists in papaya, for example. In micro doses that doesn't do nothing, we know that the path is relatively very short. By the way, the trigger that PEP19 activates is the same trigger that famous guy Wim Hof activates when he jumped into icy water. So we got the same effect double times without the ice. That's it.
I would love to discuss this further. Yeah. Thanks for your answers. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Let's move to chat. Thanks.
Thank you, people. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, our next third participant is SDN from United Arab Emirates. Angelo, if you hear me, pay attention because the startup is AI based. Maybe you will be interested.
Amazing. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for your time today. I'm really happy to present to you all. I'm the co-founder at SDN. Let me start by framing the problem for you and then tell you how SDN addresses that. So we believe that there's a problem with clients, so that can range from retail, schools and universities, gated communities, really any entity with surveillance cameras, in the difficulty of linking multiple business sites and managing surveillance cameras from any place at any time. And that's due to complicated, costly network configurations, remote access to DVR and MVR is almost impossible, the use of encrypted standards. It's also really hard to search and filter through zettabytes of video data from thousands of surveillance cameras just at any point in time from the click of a button or from a search of a keyword. There isn't that mechanism to search through this huge amounts of video data and extract insights to use for business performance. There's a limited ability to share the video data and that information seamlessly between entities and between individuals in a business. So what is SDN? So we are a cloud-based software solution, and we want to reinvent the way you see video footage. There are three components in the platform: connect, extract, share. So we allow for real-time access to any surveillance camera remotely. How we do that is our software is able to connect and convert any existing IP camera without the need for DVR, MVR, network configurations, basically no additions, locally hosted servers. We get rid of all of that. And we're able to link any number of surveillance cameras from any number of multiple sites under one cloud-based platform that can be accessed from anywhere remotely at any time. We extract, so we provide a unique way to present and visualize that video footage, and you're able to search and filter through huge amounts of video data and extract insights. Not only that, we embed the cameras after connecting and converting them with our software solution with AI functionality. And those include facial recognition, customer classification, heat maps, advanced movement analysis, camera timelines, object detection, all of that to enhance business efficiency and performance on a new level. Then the platform is able to provide clients and key players with those intelligent insights and in-depth analytics in the form of generated reports, updates, sound alerts, alarms extracted from the video footage to allow all business departments, not just security, that can include HR, sales, marketing, to gain benefits from the extracted insights. So some of those examples could include the number of unique customers or visitors visiting the premise or visiting certain business sites, the areas with the highest traffic, understanding your displays and the demographics, who's entering your business, repeat customers, purchasing history, preferences, employee productivity rates, a queuing analysis. And so we enable all business departments to track and monitor their specialized activities and operations at all times using the platform. We also offer a hardware option, and this is due to be released in Q4 of this year, which is the second generation cloud-based smart camera, which is, like I said, will just be embedded with all the AI functionality. So similar to the software solution, it's a camera that would already have the platform embedded in it with all of the tools and no additional devices or servers needed. We also have released a specialized solution. We call it our Fleet Vision service, and that's in the form of our TechnoDrive Cam. And those are those provide fleet managers with a coaching platform for their drivers. We're able to detect and analyze driver behavior in real time. So driver fatigue, in smoking vehicle, unsafe lane departure, driver drowsiness. And then we're able to provide sound alerts using the camera to really increase safety on the road for drivers and passengers. And so it can include geofencing, live streaming, sound alerts, like I said, dashboard analytics, reports. And we mainly target commercial fleets, public transportation, school buses with that specialized solution. In terms of
that time is over. Thank you very much. Let's continue at the Q&A session. Angel, I see you ready.
Yeah, I got one question actually. Thanks, Katie, for introducing me. Yeah, I would like to understand if the solution does work just with your hardware, or there is also the possibility to use with existing cameras.
Yes, so the main offering is that it's a software solution that can connect and convert to any existing IP camera and any current camera. So you don't need any hardware. So the hardware is just an option if you opt for our cameras, but the software solution itself, you won't need any extra hardware or anything.
Will all the functionality do work without your cameras? Because there is always a little bit of a trade-off in using existing cameras or having one that is completely blended together with your software. So what is the trade-off there? Because there must be one.
Just in terms of the modules itself, because we use an AV Cloud Gateway module to embed the cameras with the AI functionality and the AI tools. So it's just more seamless on a larger scale in terms of just the connection and the upload of the data on the cloud, because all the data is uploaded on the cloud and there's unlimited data storage. So it's just more seamless, I would say, in that regard. But it operates on the same scale and in terms of the same functionality. It's just the same offering, I would say.
And which countries are you present at the moment?
So we're based in Dubai, and we have operating branches in Lithuania, Canada, South Africa, and Egypt currently. Our R&D team is based in Egypt, but we're based in Dubai originally.
And looking at the European landscape, which company as a competitors you have identified like being the standard to beat?
Our main competitors that we've identified are all based in North America. So that would be Verkada, Cisco Meraki, Rhombus Systems, kind of offering the same value proposition. So those are what we would say are our main competitors.
Okay. Are you aware of a company called Iricity?
No, I'm not aware.
We can get in touch offline and discuss a little bit on this.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a quick one.
Oscar, you raised hand.
Yeah, lecturer, a couple of questions. So my first question is, I'd like to understand what part of your technology is your own IP and what part of your technology you're leveraging from someone else in the stack. And then the second question, which might be connected with this, is what is the cost, what is the unit economics of the cost for the analysis? What part of the analysis you're running locally on the cameras? What part of the analysis is currently being run on the cloud? And how does it work in terms of analyzing that data when the information and the additional models that you need to run on top of the video grow?
Yeah. Thank you for your question. So the software, our software is based on our algorithms from scratch, from the research and development team. We don't outsource, we haven't outsourced, we haven't, so it's all based on our algorithms. The hardware itself for the cameras, in terms of the hardware option, that has been from China, but in terms of the software itself and our algorithms, that's just from scratch, our algorithms and everything. For your second question, in terms of the cost and how cloud works and the upload of the data. So we operate on, the system is that we use as Amazon Web Services for our cloud. And then when the data is uploaded to the cloud, it's all from our, we're able to manage the data that's uploaded. There is no, we then provide obviously access, account privileges, user permissions. The entity is able to, the data is all encrypted, and then they're able to access and use the data as they wish and the insights, and it generates it from our platform. And then in terms of our business model, we charge a monthly subscription of $8 on average for the software service. And if you opt for the TechnoDrive camera, or in the case of there's a hardware option, it would be a unit cost for each device connected, and then plus the subscription of the service itself.
You charge $8 per camera, and who pays the processing fee?
The $8.
The video processing fee is paid by the client, or is including the $8?
It's included in the $8. So the $8 is
included in the $8.
Yeah. So just the
that's very, very competitive.
Yeah. Yes. So
okay.
we
We
try to offer a cost-effective solution, especially in the Middle East, and against benchmarking against competitors. And so, yeah, we do believe the $8 is a competitively priced for the service that we're providing with all of the tools and functionality. But it encompasses, so the client doesn't pay anything but the $8 for the service per month, just to access the platform and to generate those insights. And they have access to their data for up to 5 years on the cloud. So it's not just, the data isn't erased every month or lost or anything like that. So they still have access to all of that.
And guys, sorry for interrupting, but we need to follow this schedule. So Lisa, I see that you also have the questions, but please ask in chat. Thank you. So our first participant is from Israel, named Facetrom. Are you ready?
I am.
Good.
Yeah,
Please.
so nice to meet you all. I'm Ido, I'm the founder and CEO of Facetrom. And we are a fintech, insurtech company that's come to help unbanked people get services from the financial institute and the insurance companies. Today, for example, in India, every day 4,000 people die because of a lack of medical treatment or poverty, and they cannot get services from the companies and get, for example, loans. And it's not a problem only in India. Actually, it's a problem all over the world, from Bangladesh, Mexico, Brazil. And if we look on statistics, around 3 billion people in the world actually are unbanked, cannot get services. And the reason is companies afraid to serve these people because they cannot estimate the risk of these people, for example, to do a fraud or not pay back the loan. So our goal is to help, from one end, the companies to increase the number of potential customers, decrease the risk, and of course, help these people. If we look how companies work today, actually every company in the world that's use or want to do insurance or a bank do discriminate because of location, do discriminate because of background, and a lot of other things. So we want to change that and actually do personalization, not based on all the other private information of the person. So what we develop, it's a unique technology that's changed the way of how to do risk assessment based on the subjective parameters that the user have, for example, on social networks, geographic, etc. And we do a risk assessment only from a selfie, only from a single point of data. We do a risk assessment. So how we do that? We take the selfie that's already exists through the KYC process of the company. We extract a lot of biological indicators from the face. We use a lot of equations, mathematical equations, no discriminate, no private information sharing. We don't really take the name, social number, phone number, nothing like that. And of course, raise the photos. We don't really use the photos, and it's black and white photos, so no discriminate. And we succeed to predict in 94% who is probably will not pay back the loan because of fraud or any other reason. So it looks like science fiction, but if we look and compare photos, for example, we can see here two photos, two people, and probably you have in your feeling, one of them have higher risk. And the reason is because you can understand biological parameters from the face, and by that you have decision. But of course, now it's subjective. So if we take it to a system that's know how to do it objective with a benchmark, so you actually change the world. We can see example here, two photos from Brazil and India, and we can see only from the numbers who is a risky and who is a safe customer. So in this case, we have a threshold. Above the threshold, we can see that probably this person will be a problematic. Below is a safe customer. Of course, we do a lot of pilots and case studies, and we work globally. This is one case study with 250,000 people. The distribution was 50%, 50%, and we succeed to predict the safe customers in 94% and the unsafe customers in around 90%. From technology side, it's very, very easy. API, without any private information. The analyzing of the photo take us less than 30 milliseconds, and we send the result. And we work by annual license. So every time we get a lot of photos, it's going to be globally. We work and we collaborate with a lot of universities, some of the Ivy Leagues that we work very close. The team, or a special team from photogrammetry. Uri was the chief scientist of a company that was acquired by the Israeli aerospace industry, and he published more than 80 articles and patents about computer vision and AI. He reached his PhD in evolution psychology, was the department of psychotherapy and pedagogical director, and the main research of her was the question if a person have a free will to do a decision-making or our decision-making based on determinist. And myself, I'm an architect, and I studied also Chinese medicine, and my thesis deal with the correlation between the sight of sense and visual elements. Our investors.
Thank you. Time is over.
I will add here. Our investors are the biggest private investors in Israel, from the founders of Checkpoint, the founder of GVT Telecom Brazil, the former commander of all the R&D of the Israeli Defense Force, etc. And we get a lot of achievements, and we have potential business agreements above $65 million. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Could you tell me about your results with the NBFC in India that you are working with? What were the results? Did they implement any case studies?
Yeah, we work with one of the biggest NBFC in India. We collaborate with them. They serve more than 50,000, they give more than 50,000 loans every day. And they serve another 30.
Are these microfinance loans?
It depends how you describe micro. In every place is different micro. They give around $200 up to $1,000.
Right. And what were the results like?
Up to today, above 86% accurate. Sorry?
How long have you been conducting these tests with the NBFC in India?
We collaborate with a lending platform in the last 6 months, and with the NBFC in the last 3 months. And we have, they are design partners with us. So all the time we share information between us and the NBFC.
And what is, last question, what is the kind of capital you are looking to raise and deploy? Where would it be used for?
We will start the A round, so it will be several millions, and And this is for sailing and grow the data team.
Thank you.
I have a question. I'm sure that you have a lot of research that is backing what you're saying. What happens if somebody has a surgery that changes the face? Because all the research is based on the face. What happens if it changes?
Yeah. So first I need to say that our face change during the life because of aging, nutrition, health conditions. So every time we need to check. It's not something forever. If somebody's good or problematic, it's not mean forever. This is why we go also for companies that give loans, for example, for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It's not for a mortgage for 20 years. And for surgery, some surgeries, we can say that we will not analyze, but it's less than 1% of the population and not in the places that we are involved. For example, emerging countries like Latin America that we've been choosing as the best international fintech startup in Brazil by the government, you don't really see a lot, or in India, so it's not a problematic there.
Did you reach out to Group 11, for example, when you did the financing?
Dovi?
Yeah.
We can speak about it later. It's not in direct. Somebody wanted to introduce, but if you know the Checkpoint people, so you can understand.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Time is over. Oscar, please continue to chat. Thank you, Ida.
Thank you.
So next participant is Kitchen Robotics. The stage is yours. Please share the screen and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Do you have my screen?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, very good. So hi, everyone. I'm Zev from Kitchen Robotics Israel, and it's a real pleasure to be here today. Thank you all for your time. Kitchens haven't changed in centuries. They are exactly the same as they've been for so long. Chopping, cooking, cutting, washing, drying, again and again. It's the same old problems, the dull and repetitive manual labor, its high intensity, the poor profit margins, which make this industry such a great challenge to succeed in, the lack of scalability, quality issues, and hygiene difficulties as well. This market is undergoing a massive disruption as we speak, with dark kitchens or restaurants geared towards takeaway with no brick and mortar locations. They're popping up all over the world in a market estimated to pass $1 trillion in the next 5 years. Virtual restaurants and restaurants that had no previous branding. And of course, the DSPs that are taking up such a large chunk of the profitability are really changing the way this market operates. So we're introducing Bistro, the first robotic dark kitchen. At 2 by 3 meters, it freshly prepares and cooks 60 dishes per hour. And the meals are ready just in time for your order. We have 40 ingredients capacity, which can handle dry, solids, semi-solids, liquids, etc. Once the dish is prepared, the pot rolls down to the serving area, where the employee can package it for takeaway or dish it for service. And then the pot goes into the cleaning unit, where it's automatically and hygienically cleaned after every single round of cooking. It's a very cost-effective solution. It reduces employee count typically by over 50% and significantly reduces labor costs. It has a minimal footprint and so is an excellent solution for food trucks. It fits in a 20-foot container. It allows restaurants to scale quite easily and rapidly from one location to another. Installation takes less than 1 day. It integrates with all major takeaway DSPs and handles supply ordering, etc. Consistency is one of the main points I would stress because it's emphasized by every single culinary expert we've worked with. Having the dish taste the same no matter which shift is running or which location or branch restaurant this is in. So the Bistro handles that very, very well. It's a low CapEx expenditure, affordable for the industry at under $7,500 per month with no additional payments. And of course, our proprietary software suite handles order prediction, waste prediction, cost management, and a lot of AI behind the scenes in that one. As far as the roadmap, we had a really, really strong finish for Q4 of 20. We opened our assembly plant in the US and our first units are actually rolling out as we speak. So this is an incredible month for us here at Kitchen Robotics. And we're entering a pilot phase with a very, very major player in the food industry in the United States. Q3 and Q4 are geared towards expansion along the East Coast of the US. And we'll take it from there. The sky's the limit. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is your business model purely on the monthly payment, or is there some other model that you're entertaining?
So our business model is geared towards a subscription method. We do not sell it as a one-time fee.
Would you describe it to us, please?
The subscription model? Yes, yeah. It's $7,500 per month, and that fee includes the support, the installation, the software suite. Some of the benefits I didn't have time to mention are the software automatically generates the web page. It helps you and guides you through inputting the ingredients into each recipe. And once you've selected, say you're setting up your dark kitchen menu, you enter the different recipes. Your culinary expert or chef enters your the different recipes into the database, and you publish your website, which our software assists you greatly in doing, and you're ready to go. We've had customers interested who sent us recipes.
It's a baseline subscription, not a volume-based or activity-based subscription. It's a flat.
So it's the monthly fee, and of course, if this were a large player, then we could discuss, a different contract type.
Okay, got it. What's the reliability of the machine? A lot of moving parts, a lot of nasty stuff going on there. What's the mean time between failure for your machines?
Yeah, so that's also a question that we receive quite a bit. Most of the moving parts are by Festo, very, very well-known company with very, very low MTBF, mean time between failures. Some of these moving parts are in assembly lines across the world, for 20, 30 years at a time. So we're not concerned about that.
Okay. Any other questions?
What's the typical market you go in? This is not mom and pop. This is more of a franchise, somebody with multiple units. Is that what you're going for?
So yeah, dark kitchens, and the US as a reference has them as a really, really growing market of dark kitchens, but not only the United States. You have them across the board. You have them in the UAE, in Asia, everywhere. And this significantly can reduce their prep time for each meal, and of course the operating costs. So dark kitchens are a main focus. And I can share that we've had quite a lot of interest from regular restaurants that are looking at reducing labor costs. Because if you put this in, the bistro is a great fit for many, many verticals. It's a perfect fit for transportation hubs, for hospitals, for university campuses. So, really it's endless, you can imagine endless places and locations that would be a good fit for this.
What's your exit approach? How does this company exit?
Okay, so basically we're looking at growing our sales over the next year and successfully completing our pilot, and then we're going to be entering a much more significant phase with distribution in different geographical locations. And I think then we'll be ready to more discuss the exit.
Without mentioning the money and how much you're raising and so forth, I'm looking at your profile. You're raising a ton of money for a pre-revenue company. Help me understand that.
Okay, well, we've raised money, most of which has been spent, most of which we are spending, hasn't been spent on R&D, because we are really, really aiming at solving a lot of the problems that we anticipate early on, okay, in the research stage before we hit the pilot.
I got all this. The amount of money you're raising compared to your stage is very high. How do we bring them together?
How do we bring them together? Well, I'm happy to take this discussion offline with you if possible.
Fair enough. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We need to move
Thank you.
Good work.
Next startup is RemitRix, also from Israel. Effie?
Yes, hi. Let me share my screen really quick. A bit slow, one second.
You may have a deep technology. It's so.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Okay.
go. Can you see it?
Yeah, can
So
start.
first of all, I just want to give a couple of compliments to the startup we've seen so far. I mean, all of them are pretty much amazing. Deep tech guys, wonderful. So my name is Zefi. I am a CEO and a co-founder of RemitRix. RemitRix is the Monday.com of the insurance regulation reporting. We have developed a holistic actuarial accounting and risk management software as a service platform. It helps actuaries, CFOs, and risk managers to manage and predict capital through compliant, accurate, and cost-saving methods. So insurance companies face huge challenges imposed by regulation frameworks like Solvency II that defines their required capital, IFRS 17, it's an accounting revolution which redefines profit reporting, and both require full collaboration of different departments, which is not the case. Most companies have separated IT infrastructures. This separation of department prevents the ability to see the big picture. So the impact is simply a disaster. The complex regulation causes implementation to be lengthy, cumbersome, and extremely expensive. And the separated IT infrastructure leads to inaccuracy of reporting, which translates into profitability reduction. So the lack of holistic management process causes also firefighting culture because manual work is prone to mistakes. So RemitRix is the solution. We have created software as a service platform, which is agile, affordable, simple to integrate, fully automated and accurate. And this is done by harnessing ML advanced models that can reduce capital requirement, which means insurance companies can free up more capital, eventually improving their profitability. In addition to all of this, our solution offers a holistic approach, namely managing assets and liabilities on the same platform. Expected to be implemented by 2023, the IFRS 17 regulation boosts the IT insurance market, which it estimated at $12 billion a year with 7% CAGR. 30% of IFRS budget will be dedicated for IT solution, which is close to $7 billion a year, and out of which we're targeting small, medium insurance companies, which is account about $2 billion a year. In opposed to solution providers like SAP and SAS, we bring improved predictions with unique automation implementation of the solvency and IFRS. Furthermore, our holistic solution can reduce time to deliver from weeks to minutes. On top of that, the capital prediction helps the company see the big picture by getting accurate projection of the portfolio. Today, we have 2 Israeli clients using our solvency tool, and 2 more pilots started early this year. By the time we complete the first tool, we expect to reach 18 clients in 3 years with annual revenue of $7 million. We have achieved all that with a 3 founders team and super professional, 55 years of experience in the insurance sector. Our advisory board, we have Dr. Moni Shahar leading the ML research and Mr. Shlomi Shuv, who leads the accounting team. So today, I'm coming to ask your help to bring this dream one step further. We need your support to make this plan work, complete the efforts to acquire 8 more clients within the next 2 years, and boost the revenue to up to $2 million a year. And I'm open to any questions if you may have.
Thank you, Effie.
Okay, so let's start Q&A.
Hi, Effie, it's Lisa. I'm interested to understand what type of insurance companies are most likely to adopt your solution.
So the big business, thank you, Lisa, for the question. The big business is on life insurance because life insurance holds a much more substantial reserve to comply with regulation, and they have the pain. But the truth is that at this point, the pilots we had, one of them is a non-life company, and the other one is a mingle. So we are not, just choosing a specific type of insurance, but the big money is with the life insurance. That's for sure.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, Effie. You mentioned about IFRS 17 and a few places you mentioned about hauntings. I'm just kind of wondering, looks like you're actually competing with the big fours. No?
The big four, you refer, I guess, to EY, Ernst & Young, and etc. So definitely they provide support to solutions like SAP and SAS and they provide consulting. They work with companies like us. I can tell you that the EY Israeli branch is currently reviewing our application, and we're definitely trying to collaborate with them to push that alongside to overseas market. So it's not direct competition, and usually our purpose is to be a software service and not a consulting. The consulting can be also another feature that can come from a collaboration with those big four.
Thank you.
Also note that we are pure technology, and less trying to be, I also mentioned that before, less trying to be consultative. Pure technology, a technological partner.
This is Jordan. What does the merger and acquisition market or in your space look like? Is there a lot of activities of companies buying companies?
Yeah, I had another slide for this one. I understood, I tried not to mention specific number, but you probably all heard about Lemonade, Next Insurance, and companies such as those ones. They become unicorns. They're focusing mostly on pricing side, non-life and pricing side. We are focusing on reserves estimation in the life industry. I have more specific numbers if you would like to be more interested, so I can pass along a slide about that. There's been a lot of research in the InsurTech space. It's a growing industry in the recent 5 years.
What's a typical ROI for an average size company that uses your services? How long does it take before they recover? What's an ongoing benefit for them to use your services?
So Jordan, it's the reduction, first of all, of time to report. So it could be, I can give an example of a current client that it took them, for example, 4 weeks, which is a small company, it's not too much, but 4 weeks to report the solvency. And with our tool, it can come for less than a few days, even with a 1 day accomplishment. So this is sort of how we show how we save time and task force. But in addition to that, we also demonstrated in one of our POCs that we can reduce solvency capital requirement by about 1.5% by making a better predictions of the reserves and the pricing of the insurance product. So this is another POC example that we had before. The 1.5% could be translated into hundreds of millions of dollars. It's not necessarily the absolute number.
Yes. What's the onboarding process? Is it measured in days or weeks?
So it depends on which product. We have a couple of products, asset size, liability size. Asset size usually is a matter of weeks. Liability size is a matter of months. Depends, of course, on the size of the company and the complication of the insurance products that they hold.
Thank you. Sorry, Jordan. Sorry for interrupting. We need to move to chat. And meanwhile, we cross the equator. And our next participant, Finema company.
Full screen, please. Yeah. So let's start.
Introduce yourself. Maybe your micro is off. Check, please.
All right. You guys hear me clear? Right. Hi, you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm from Bangkok, Thailand. My name is Apishad. I'm from Finema. So what we are doing, we are building the future of digital identity with decentralized identity infrastructure. Our founders, our CEO has an experience 12 years in enterprise IT. Our CTO is a computer Olympiad with expertise in blockchain and public-private key infrastructures. The problem we are trying to solve is that paper credentials are global standard for credentials, but the problem is that they do not work online and there is no equivalent. The only thing that says who we are in the online world is username and password, which, most of us has almost 200 accounts. 37% of us forget our passwords every week, and then 81% of data breaches come in relation to passwords. Our goal is to disrupt username and passwords and to build a digital identity infrastructure via enhanced security and user experience from passwordless authentication. Current infrastructure backbone is public-private key infrastructure, is the current modern encryption. But we are shifting this to a decentralized PKI. And we are building everything based on open and global standards. You can see we are participants in global communities as well. The standards that we do is called verifiable credentials. Verifiable credentials has 4 amazing properties. You can check who is the issuer. You can check who is the legitimate holder, whether it's been tampered or whether it's been revoked. So imagine a world where an enterprise or government issue you a digital credential. You present this digital credential to a verifier or service provider. This service provider can check the authenticity without having to contact the issuer. Our solution comprises of ID proving solution and decentralized identity solution, which has an ID blockchain, identity mapper, and EID wallet. The applications are wide: passwordless authentication, multi-factor authentication, digital ID card, digital credential, digital signature, digital consent. And this is the complete ecosystem where the issuer issues you a digital credential. You can use this digital credential by signing digital signature to the verifier or service provider. Then they can check to the network whether this credential is legit, has been tampered or been revoked or not. Our business model is software subscription based. We are going behind the solution implementer, consultants, software provider. We are targeting government, enterprise, corporates, and universities, as well as SME and tech companies. This is the market estimate from Gartner, North American Identity and Access Management market. Currently, it's at around 3-ish billion, close to 5. In 10 years' time, we are seeing a massive growth, almost triple the size of this market. And then to reinstate that, we want to be a global player. Gartner has mentioned us in decentralized identity and verifiable claims in their paper, alongside with big famous vendors around the world in January 2020. And our software stack include the blockchain, which we have built ourselves on Tendermint, the identity mapper, EID wallet, and the industry we.
Hi.
Yes, please continue, please.
You are freezed. Maybe some troubles with internet.
Singapore.
I'm sorry, you were freezed for 20 seconds. Could you please repeat? Yes.
Right. Okay, so, I have done this. So we were mentioned in Gartner. We have global presence.
Go back.
And then, this one, okay, right. To reinstate our ambition to be a regional and global player, we were mentioned in Gartner paper for guidance of decentralized identity and verifiable claims, alongside with famous companies around the world in January 2020. And we are actively participating in global communities to make sure that we have a say where the standards are going. And our software stack include the blockchain, ID blockchain, which we have built on Tendermint, the identity access mapper, and EID wallet. These software stacks are then passed on through the clients, through the system integrators who have expertise in supply chain, finance, healthcare, education, government. So the system integrators would then take our software stack and apply it to the end clients. These are current client and partners. And we are based in Bangkok, and we have an office in Singapore as well. This year, we are looking to expand overseas to different countries in Asia Pacific. Thank you.
Thank you.
What does your traction look like, sir, in terms of revenue, in terms of number of customers, users? What's the unit of measure for traction for you?
I would say in terms of revenue, in 2020, we did close to 400,000 US in revenue. And 2021, we are estimating 8 to 10 million US in revenue because of a major contract we are in line to be awarded.
And you sound like you're a B2B and there's no touch to the consumer, right?
There is no touching to the consumer. We are B2B, but everything is consumer and user centric. So the user would be, would have their own set of private key, which they could use as private key to sign. And the private key, we are using the capabilities of current smartphone, iOS and Android, compliant with FIPS 1402-2 standards.
Your government solution, will you be supporting the full infrastructure, or are you going to bring in partners to support them?
We are bringing in partners because we are going through the system integrators. So these system integrators would help us, with all the infrastructures, integrating stuffs. But of course, this thing, it's quite new. It's been happening trending in the past couple of years. To educate the system integrators, sometimes it takes a lot of effort. So in the past year, we have been actually doing the work ourselves, implementing the solutions to the end clients.
This is a fiercely competitive field, so good luck to you, and I hope you do really well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, guys? Okay, let's continue, Kate. Kate?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. The next one is Hargol FoodTech.
Shalom, everyone. My name is Dor Tamir, co-founder and CEO of Hargol FoodTech from Israel, and we are the first company in the world to reach commercial scale production of an alternative protein source from grasshoppers. We all know that global demand for protein is expected to double over the coming decades, and we are also aware to the fact that existing protein sources are reaching their limitations. So we are all witnessing a race in the world to develop alternative protein sources, but these new sources suffer from their own set of limitations. Hargol's mission is to deliver a healthier protein and more efficient, healthier for humans, healthier for the environment, in a safer and more efficient process. And we do that with grasshoppers because they are nature's most efficient protein source. Only 3 spoons of our product is the entire daily protein intake of an adult, and that's incredible. Grasshoppers provide superior nutritional content with over 70% whole protein and nutrient rich in omega-3, omega-6, omega-9, iron, zinc, folic acid, calcium, and more. They're also neutral in taste and flavor, which makes them the perfect ingredient for the food and beverage industry just to blend into a wide range of food products. And genetically wise, they have a tendency to swarm, so they are perfect for intensive farming. Grasshoppers have an amazing impact on the environment, or actually almost no impact. 20 times more efficient than producing beef, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, water consumption, and arable land usage. And most importantly, they provide a wide range of health benefits to consumers, from supporting growth, improving metabolism, reducing sugar levels, reducing body fat, and more. Grasshoppers already have demand all over the world, and they are the only kosher and halal insect out there. Hargol is today the world's first grasshopper protein producer, and we do that with the technology we develop that enable us to grow them year-round in a climate-controlled environment with accelerated incubation of the eggs, increasing the number of annual life cycles from 1 to 10, and vertical farming that increases production per square feet by 10 times. We are also developing new grasshopper breeds through crossbreeding that are more efficient to produce, which will eventually make us the most efficient animal-based protein. We are already producing in Israel, and we have a very experienced and diversified management team in entomology, food regulation, marketing, finance, and strategy. What we are already offering to food producers around the world is our Pro 72 nutrient-rich protein ingredient. We are the new meat. We can replace existing meat. We can replace plant protein in a variety of food products. And we do that in a B2B business model through joint ventures with leading food producers. We already signed agreements with the largest food producer in Israel, Tnuva, and we are producing with them a line of sports applications, and we expect to launch new products and also commercial pilots with leading companies from Asia, US, Europe, and Israel. You can just see this slide, the variety of products, from meat replacement products to plant protein replacement products, to nutritional supplements and beverages that we already have prototypes and we expect to launch in the markets over the coming years. So if you're looking for something that is the new meat and you want to take a bite from the future, well, come talk to me because we have something very exciting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting you last year at the UNDP Salivate Challenge. So excellent work at how you've shown the validation of your product in a range of food. So yeah, I think the first question is, I think everyone is wondering as well, is how do you, let's say, overcome, the yuck factor when it comes to, let's say, insect protein? And, how do you kind of convince consumers as well as, B2B clients to utilize this, your new line of products?
Thank you for the question. Very important one. And actually, this is the major challenge for the edible insect industry. Well, let's start with the fact that about 1 billion people across the world in Asia, Africa, Central America, and the Middle East already consume insects, and mainly grasshoppers. This is the most widely eaten insect. Just as an example, in Saudi Arabia, grasshoppers can reach $300 per kilogram. So we have existing markets to start operating at. Now, in order to bring those products to other countries, the first step is just to get rid from the look of the animal, meaning use them as an ingredient in food products, and this is the first step. Second step is educate consumers, and it's a too big task for a startup, and this is why we are working with the leading food producers. For them, it's mainly about market validation. I will give just one example because it differs from one market to another. In China, grasshoppers are perceived as a traditional medicine. Over 90% of Chinese will not eat a whole grasshopper, but over 90% of Chinese do know about the health benefits. So this is why we are working with Chinese bride food on two different products. One is a meat replacement product based on the grasshoppers of traditional Chinese dishes. And the second one is a nutritional supplement, and just the basic knowledge of the consumers can help us push the product. And if I'm talking about Europe and the US, it is mainly about the health benefits that the grasshoppers provide. By reducing sugar levels faster, they have the potential to prevent diabetes. And sorry about that, but mainly to women, we already know from the research that they reduce body fat, and that's a goal for most women.
Got it. And then just a last question. Do you have any letters of intent with food producers that are willing to use your product for their future pipeline?
We have more than that. We already have a signed joint venture with Tnuva, the largest food producer in Israel. We have a signed LOI with B-Board from Argentina that will be distributing our products and new products they will develop across Asia, Europe, and the Americas. And we are in pilots with Bright Food that I mentioned, and also Coca-Cola US.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think this is genius. You created the next 20 years protein supply of whole world. But I agree with the previous panelists also. There is a yuck factor that although Southeast Asia may be ready for this kind of insect feeding, but in the Western world, you're saying Middle East is the halal food, but Middle East people also have some kind of yuck factor against the insects. So I look at your presentation, business plan. Of course, there is no numbers over there, but I presume most of the investment is going to be allocated for marketing. Am I right to think about this one?
Well, first, thank you for the question. And just to answer your first comment, see behind me the gummy bear. It looks amazing. And that's a nutritional supplement with a grasshopper protein, and it tastes amazing. It tastes like honey. So I think most people in Europe and the US will not have a problem consuming such a product. And that's a good start. If you remember, in the 1980s, eating raw fish was something no one will consider in Europe and the US, and today we all eat sushi. So we can change perception, although it's not easy. We know it's a big task. Regarding the numbers you asked, absolutely. Marketing and business development is the main expense. This is the main focus for the coming month.
All right. Could you send me a little bit distribution for Middle East? Do you have any expansion plan to my email? Like what's your plans to expansion countries? Because we cannot ask that questions here, but I agree with you. I look at also behind you, the picture, that kind of jellies, I think is going to kind of crack the people perception about eating insect rather than eating jelly. You have to make it a kind of fun to eat. As I mentioned, yes, we get used to sushi, but it takes our 50 years. So eating maybe grasshopper is going to take another 25 years, I'm not sure. Thank you very much. Great pitch. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the Middle East, we have the falafel I have at the back.
I know that one. I get used to that one.
It's a pity that we are not offline and cannot try your products. I think it would bring you extra points.
Can I just make a comment? Like the yak factor, whatever. I mean, you extracting the protein. Once it's a protein isolated, it just drop the grasshopper. I mean, it's a protein. It's as simple as that.
I completely agree. That's the plan. We don't need to talk about grasshoppers. Since I'm talking to investors, potential investors now, I need to explain for the consumers, we need to explain the protein.
As long as it's pure and it's digestible, it's a protein.
Yep.
I know Leah has a few hands. She wants to talk to you, but give me 1 second. The reason I was talking about, like, I'm still insist that you should use grasshoppers, but because that's organic. If you just say to me, to my thinking, you just say protein, people are going to ask behind, what's it? Is it chemical? Is it, what is it? But grasshopper is very organic. It gives you the full food. That's a matter of marketing, like this jellies or something like, we are eating cornflakes right now. Like, we don't ask, just from, you know, something useful, organic. Sorry, Lisa, interrupted. Thank you.
No problem. My question is a quick one. There's been a lot of work done here in Singapore on the 3D printing of food using crickets as the source, so that we can recreate the foods that we love, that just, they look like the foods we love, they taste like them, they crunch like them, but they are made of cockroaches and crickets. Have you done any of that kind of pilot testing in the hospital networks on 3D printed food?
We did not do such a pilot so far. However, we have a huge advantage over the crickets and the cockroaches you mentioned, because those animals have a very high fat content and also suffer from very distinct taste and flavor. So eventually, it's a big problem using them as an ingredient in food products because you have to mask the flavors. We do not have that. We have a very low fat content and neutral taste and flavor. So we are actually working now with a Singapore-based startup, and we are expecting to explore that later this year.
Okay, maybe connect to me and I can connect you with the hospital that's working on it.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you for this mouth-watering performance. I feel very hungry after this. And our next interesting startup, HUNTR, also from United Arab Emirates.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna share a video first and then to the pitch deck.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
HUNTR is a next-gen recruiting platform that matches employers to a curated community of the best global tech and creative talent by just swiping right, making the recruitment process simple, fast, and fun for both recruiters and job seekers. All you need to do is fill out a 2-minute registration form with your company's details. After registration, you're pretty much done. Once you've posted a job, you can start swiping right on potential candidates and get matched. Once matched, recruiters have the option to use the application or the web application to view and chat with shortlisted candidates.
So we are basically HUNTR. We are a Dubai-based startup. And to introduce the team, my name is Sam, and I previously led the digital transformation projects for the Emirates Group. I brought in about $6.6 million through online marketing. I then started a digital marketing consultancy. My partner here, Iman, she used to manage the design projects for Emirates Group, and then we started the company together. Later, Aaron, who previously worked for some of the leading banks in the UAE, he led about $30 million in retail asset and liability banking, joined our team. So our problem is when we worked in the Emirates Group, particularly a company called Transguard, which is actually one of the largest HR outsourcing company, we found out that there was a long process or a lot of time being spent on shortlisting the candidates. And it takes about 4 days to basically condense 1,000 applicants. And also there was bad hires because most of the platforms are very general platform, and the user experience of most of these platforms are not that great. As for the candidates, we've all been there. It takes at least 8 hours to craft a good CV, and there are no exclusive platform or community for the best talent. So hence, like, people get missed out. So our solution is, it takes only 4 hours to condense 1,000 applicants, and you get to hire the best talent in tech, creative, and marketing. And for the candidates, it only takes 5 minutes to set up your profile. Both for the candidates and the recruiters, they get tailored recommendation, and all recruiters and candidates have to do is swipe right. And if both of them like each other, they swipe right, both of them swipes right, then they get to like chat on the message. So our current technology is a free iOS and Android app for both the recruiter and the candidate. We also have a recruiter web app, and we have from technology perspective, we have a video cover video where the candidates can pitch less than 1 minute. We also use AI technology to basically match the right candidates with the right jobs. And as you can see, these are some of our the UI UX of the application and of the web app. In terms of why HUNTR, it's basically we have really good experience, user experience, and we are specialized in our field compared to our competitors. And our advisors, our current advisors, Jason Ma, who is basically the owner of Triller and Brain. He's also the network partner for Goodwater Capital, founder of Stampede Ventures, East West Ventures. Kareem Hilal, who is very experienced in, as HUNTR is a two-sided marketplace. Kareem over here is very experienced in two-sided marketplace and in the Middle East. And then we have Prem Nair, who is our investor, as well as he has a very large network in the US. Our current business model is 10% for every successful placement, 10% of the annual salary of the candidate for every successful placement. We then moving on to the next quarter, we will be charging $100 on a monthly subscription instead of the placement. Currently, we focus on placement because we want our candidates, like we focus on the best candidates, and we make sure that we get them placed in the companies.
Thank you, Sam. Let's keep this slide on the screen and switch to the Q&A session.
Sure.
So, dear judges, do not be jealous with your questions. Yeah, Gaurav?
Kate, we all are hungry with the questions, right? After the grasshopper protein. Sam, good presentation. Couple of questions. Number one, who are your customers right now in terms of corporate clients? And is this just for UAE, or are you already expanding the international database in multiple countries?
So in terms of the companies, we have Altamimi Investment Group, which is a UAE-based company. Shaloub, all our companies currently are all UAE-based companies, by the way. So we have Altamimi, Shaloub, we have Nike, and then we have Zomato. Then we have Fetcher. So Fetcher has an office in Saudi Arabia as well. So we have some companies which basically have their offices in the Saudi. So our next expansion plan is definitely to move into the Saudi Arabian market. And in terms of the candidates, they previously worked for like Uber, L'Oreal, Rolls-Royce, Property Finder, Noon, Kareem. And we have candidates from India, especially in the tech sector. We have data scientists from India. We have machine learning experts from India. We also have candidates from the Europe and from the Middle East.
Sam, if you already have the customers, what is the capital you are looking to raise? And if it is privy, you could email me later. But what is the purpose of raising the capital and deploying it? Sounds like you already have the corporate customers and the product is proven, right?
Yes. So basically, like I mentioned, I come from one of the largest HR outsourcing companies. Both the founders come from one of the largest HR outsourcing company in the Middle East. So we have networks with the recruiters currently over here, and through our networks, we got the companies. So we are currently raising an amount which I do not want to disclose in public, but we would I can email that to you. But 70% of the money will be spent on marketing and sales, and then 30% on like operations.
Okay, I would love to see some more details. We have some investments in the recruitment in the India and the US Europe hiring. So feel free to share. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will have one. So if I understand this well, you started from a concept that is the one used from dating apps, and you kind of deployed it into the HR, let's say, candidate and recruiter solution. I guess this was the starting point.
Yes.
Then you develop it with additional, let's say, advantages and added value for the clients. But it was not clear to me what those others are, apart from, let's say, the approach that could be a winning one, and the fact that you want to create also this network where recruiters can actually pull out from those candidates, which will be alternatives to many others that are already in the market. So what would be the added value for them to use your solution and not the others?
Okay, so apart from the feature which you would know of, we also have, basically we go an extra mile. The people who got shortlisted, when we have added service, which is basically a chatbot, and we give that chatbot to the companies, and basically what it does is we test the companies, existing like employees. We take a sample data and we get a personality test. So there's a bunch of questions. It's a psychometric test basically. Gotcha. And then we find the culture of the organization, and then we also get the shortlisted people to basically go through the psychometric test, and we match them. So we go above and beyond just the skill sets and the number of years of experience, but we also see that if the candidate is culturally the right fit for the organization. So that's one of the extra features which we have. Apart from that, we also mentioned about the cover video, like the other platforms. You can see like video is, you can, as you guys know, video is the future, and it's even right now video is what is trending on social media, like with TikTok, with Triller, with like all the other Instagram, all these different platforms. But in terms of recruitment, there are not many platforms out, like LinkedIn does not use like videos, for example, Naukri, Indeed. None of these people use videos in terms of recruitment, but that is something which we utilize in our software as well. We have a 1-minute pitch where the candidate can like pitch themselves. And that itself the company can understand if the candidate is the right fit for the organization in terms of from a culture perspective.
Okay, so once again, to summarize this quickly, it is user interaction through chatbot,
yes.
Profile analysis through NLP, I guess.
Yes.
Right, and then you want to implement, and probably is not yet deployed, the video analysis with machine learning.
Yes, yes. So yes,
okay.
Exactly. That is the
okay. But the video analysis is a plan, is not yet deployed.
So we have a video just to cover video, but video analysis is the next stage basically. We have the product timelines. If you're interested, I can send you the deck.
Yeah. I will be definitely interested to have a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's.
Can I ask one question?
Okay. Last and quick.
Thank you. Sam, there is another startup by the name Searchief. It's kind of well-funded, and they also have a AI-based video interviews platform. So how do you differentiate with that startup?
Yes, I'm aware of Searchy. So they use psychometric analysis for just for the culture of the organization, just to get the right, just for the culture aspect of things. But what our main technology is basically the app, and where we have like shortlisted candidates who are like the best in tech, creative, and marketing. And then they get matched with the companies, and then the culture psychometric analysis is if the company needs to go an extra mile. That's where it comes about.
Sam, just one thing you might want to be aware of: Google is launching its Google Hire model, and you might want to see its US launch and the services and features they are opting for. Just something to keep in mind. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you. I'll keep it in my radar. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Let's continue.
Thank you, Sam. Great pitch. Our last but not least startup is MedPiper Technologies.
Hi panel, good evening. My name is Nitin. I'm the CEO and founder at MedPiper Technologies. I also apologize in advance. I'm recovering from a flu, so my voice might be a little broken. At MedPiper, we are building Asia's largest healthcare practitioner platform. The reason for building this is that there is a major gap.
Sorry for interrupting, but make a full screen, please.
Okay, is it not full screen yet? Is it clear now?
Oh, yeah. F5, press F5.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there is a track record gap problem for medical practitioners that includes both doctors and nurses. So you have, for example, case point being a lot of Indian practitioners practicing across the Middle East and Africa. But if a hospital or even an organization wants to trace out the gaps in credentialing and verification are huge. In Southeast Asia, about 120,000 doctors and 350K plus nurses graduate every year, and the demand is rising 43%. But in spite of this, the shortages in medical practitioners in urban area, only about 75 to 80% is met. And for non-urban centers, it is as low as 25 to 30%. The practitioner handicap, what we primarily see is that most HCPs, be it doctors or nurses, hospitals everywhere across the globe have seasonal variance in the number of footfalls. In Asian countries, you can walk into hospitals. In Europe and the US, you cannot walk in. You still need prior appointments. But in spite of that, having practitioners on field, be it a telemedicine platform or be it a hospital, or be it even a case study a startup that wants to run their program pilot, identifying key opinion leaders on the ground, they all face hiccups in identifying practitioners in real time. Also, because of their very local networks, career pathways are difficult to find for practitioners. The same way, being the networks being small and highly localized, the information flow is highly asymmetrical, and barriers to migration, verification, credentialing, etc. are massive. So unlike me, who's from a business development background or a finance person who can just freely travel from India to the US and start working, medical practitioners cannot. The consequence of this is India has case point. If I take India has about 1.2 million registered practitioners. Globally, there are about 18 million doctors is what is being said. That is a major, that's, under about 10%. But even then, India has a major shortfall when it comes to practitioners on the ground. If you look at Middle East Asia, verification is super difficult. Only 44% of practitioners are verified in India. In parts like Malaysia and Thailand and Vietnam, it falls further. And 52% of the medico-legal cases that arise from temporary staff are actually filed against the hospital or the hospital management or telemedicine platforms. So there is a risk in hiring unverified candidates, and attrition among nurses is among the highest for any industry that exists out there. It's as high as 28 to 35%. What we do at MedPiper is we verify practitioner profiles across 14 key data points. So by doing that, we verify their academic credentials, their clinical credentials, their social credentials, as well as their general professional network. This creates a social proof of who the practitioner is, where did he or she graduate from, who are the people they have worked along with, what are the conditions they have treated for, which is very key data. Currently, how it works is for a hospital or a clinic, it is very simple. We have a generic WhatsApp number on which they just tell us what is the requirement they have. And based on that, immediately an alert is sent out, not just on our chatbots, but also on our app and a PWA that we have. And on our platform, in under 2 minutes, these vacancies or these opportunities are closed. Attraction, we started as a pilot project in September 19, and since that we started off with 8 doctors. Currently we have over 120,000 practitioners on our platform, and we have about $115,000 in revenue. That is a mix of revenue from recruitment, from patient consultations, from the marketplace that we have, from channel partnerships that we open up to device manufacturers or pharma companies, and an e-learning module which we have for doctors on our platform. Our revenue is primarily based on 3 models. One is a user tier, which is a freemium model for a practitioner. He could sign up for free for certain features, but if he wants to upskill himself or get drug information for himself or herself, he'll have to pay a monthly fee. We charge access fee for access to key opinion leaders on the platform. And then there is an API plus marketplace model where we charge a lead fee or a per API call fee for insurance companies and such who need practitioner data. We work with some of the largest brands in India like Apollo, Kaveri, and also with semi-government agencies like ISPRI, Indian Medical Association, Department of Health and Family Welfare. We are incubated out of one of India's premier management schools, IMB, Indian Institute of Bangalore, NSRCell. And we are running a pilot with the government also on the COVID app for real-time adverse reaction effects. So
Thank you. Time is over. Thank you. Yeah, judges.
Time to ask questions.
I have a question. I've studied talent shortages for the next 10 years as part of my executive MBA, and clearly this is on the list. When you think about going cross-border, what do you see as the core markets for growth and expansion?
So currently we are looking at Asian markets, particularly South Asian and African markets, because we started out in India. The advantage is that Indian practitioners do not have to go through taking, like an Indian practitioner needs to take a test in Europe or US. He does not have to do that in Southeast Asia or Africa. And we are primarily going on the Indian demographics right now for us to create that flywheel effect. Later on, the big picture is to be a global passport where, because the patient is the same. I could be in India today, I could be in US 10 years later. My physiography is the same. The practitioner has to upskill.
And do you have any major hospitals outside of India who have?
So we work with, so in the Middle East, there is a VPS group and the Aster group. So we work for the branches in India, and we are running a pilot for the Federal Health Ministry for one of the UAE for Dubai. And the pilot is to then partner with the local hospitals there.
One last question. What impact does that have on your fee structure and unit economics when you take it into a different market?
That reduces our CAC as well as that increases our LTV per user, because what it does is if a government partners with us or if a hospital partners with us, the engagement model differs, and we do not have to chase individually practitioner to sign up. So overall, the impact is that the CAC goes down over time. And the pricing model, we then create volume-based pricing for, be it for government agencies or be it for larger hospitals, which means that we can start charging per API call there.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Okay, thank you so much. So
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
For voting, it will be closed in 2 minutes.
Yeah, great pitches. Absolutely wonderful, extraordinary startups. Lots of feedback from different judges, and I'm really glad that you appreciate what the work has been done by our event managers. We have the best team, right? Who are discovering the best innovations in the world. So startups, you have done it all. There is nothing to do, just rest back, and you will know who will present the region in the finals in just 10 days. Yeah, February 18th. Can you believe how time flies? And judges, please pay attention to our poll. It will be published in just a second. We would like to know, especially the Middle East guys, what investments have you made? Yes. What industry have you invested in during the 2020? Just pick one and press submit. And we will talk about it during the networking session. And in a minute, we'll be closing the vote. And we have one more battle to go. We already have the winners from Eastern Europe, Western Europe, North America, Latin America, Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. And it's very interesting what will Middle East will bring us. But you judges who are following us throughout the whole world, you know that different regions differ, right? This battle is not like any other battle that we had seen this season. Okay, guys, do you know who the winner is?
Yeah.
I do. Oh, okay, Lena.
And we can...
Time to announce it, yes.
Okay, so the third place today goes to Finema company.
Yoo-hoo!
Applause, please, guys. Yoo-hoo!
Patience.
Second place today goes to Facetrom.
Wonderful. And the first place, grasshoppers for everyone.
The Proteimax is right.
Wonderful.
Of today's Unicorn battle, Middle East.
Yep, congratulations to the winner.
Nimrod, maybe you want to tell us something about your feelings.
Well done.
If you're with us.
Yes, of course I'm with us. I'm a bit shocked. Took me a minute. Thank you very much.
To your mother or someone else.
Get ready for the finals.
All right. I really thank you, everybody, for believing in this as we did. We are over 2 years, no, almost 2 years in this project. We're a company with no salaries, with nothing. We just believe so hardly in what we do. So we promote everything to this point, and I'm really happy here.
That's great. Hope you will do the same in the finals.
Thank you very much.
You describe the miracle, all you have to do is bring it to us.
Exactly, exactly. You have no idea how many of my friends are asking to try it on themselves first. Unfortunately, we cannot do that.
Okay, now we all be slim and good looking, even more. Okay, let's see the poll results, guys. What we have from news from the Middle East. FinTech outperformed all the sectors, and then other goes. Well, very interesting what other means. But it's not what I had seen going over the venture reports. I know that Middle East had not outperformed the previous years in like venture investing, but surely the e-commerce was the #1 in funding sector. FinTech was 4th, but FinTech outperformed of the number of the investors that invested into the FinTech. So yes, let's talk about it. And like in the first place, I would like to hear those of you who are located there locally. Saul, are you with us?
Can I just make a comment? Can you
Yes,
next time make it a multiple choice, please?
What is that?
Can you make it multiple choice next time?
Yes, I've seen that it was not multiple choice.
Yeah.
Technical mistake. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it would probably be different results. Okay.
Okay. We will do it like the next season. We will be in the Middle East. We make sure it's multiple choice. Yes. Thank you. Saul, are you with us? I know that you can tell us from Israeli point of view how's like investment is going on. Okay, let's start with Savaş. Do you invest in Middle East?
Turkey specifically, Anna. First of all, hi everyone again. In our last startup battle also I had mentioned why we are looking into this subject. Because the main reason, underlying reason is blockchain, like the progress of blockchain and freedom of everybody is making their own voice without relying on the governments printing money and making all middle group and lower group poorer rather than giving this money to 1%. I think this is one of the ideas of fintech startups. And also in a couple of years back in Europe, UK started open financing platform, so to speak, and is growing very fast in Germany. And recently also, since COVID, I'm in Istanbul for a while. And I look at the regulations also is opening up. Turkish government, for example, now is putting a new incentive for the open finance, open banking, because so far all this business has been captured by the big banks and they are not letting any new ideas coming up or just give a kind of small taste of digital banking to their customers, extending their one-off services through, I don't know, fintech. But it's going to change totally next 20 years. Like we are going to eat grasshoppers. Also, we are going to bank from the blockchain-based small utility companies. Banks still exist, but as a kind of data center or as a central vault of golds or silver or whatever money we will call. Middle East. Why Middle East is important? Because as we can see, so many of the countries has been ruled by a very strict autocratic regimes, and people would like to kind of protect themselves, either putting their money to Bitcoin or other stable coin or other cryptocurrency. And such a revolution on fintech is going to be very important for such people to protect their savings and also transferring money from one country to the other one in split seconds. We had talked about earlier, you cannot carry your 1 ounce gold with your pocket to anywhere, but with Bitcoin, you can do it in split second or any other coins or cryptocurrencies. And fintech is going to facilitate such free transfer of money, peer-to-peer transfer of money, also the easy transfer, I believe. That's the reason fintech was also my first choice. But I agree with Peter, we will have some maybe multiple choice that we can see who's leading second or third.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you, Savaş, for sharing that. Ruchi, you have been awfully quiet today. Can you tell us what family offices are investing? I know you're in the med tech. Ruchi, are you with us? I can see you.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
So there's a lot of action happening in the Middle East, especially on the healthcare sector, because like suddenly even the government is focusing on this sector, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think recently, like the Plug and Play Accelerator also announced that they are focusing on the healthcare cohort. So that's a good thing. In terms of fintech, I'm really not the expert for that, but we do see a lot of interest for fintech as well here. And there are a number of excellent startups that have come up. especially in Abu Dhabi. So that's again a sector that a lot of people are interested in, especially in the Middle East.
Yeah, healthcare was like #1 in that attracted the most investments, and most investments came from international investors. So the Middle East as a region is experiencing also shift in focuses, right? In industry focus, in like stages focus. Most of the startups that got funded that were startups that raised less than 3 million, so earlier stages. And I hope the tendency will stay the same in 2021, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It was our unicorn battle Middle East, and we are rounding up. It was really great to see you all, guys. Really exciting pitches, great event, girls. Thank you very much from all of us. And Silicon Valley, Thursday. Everybody is waiting for new discoveries that we will find in California Bay Area. And I will sure to see you all there, and pick a February 18th in your calendar, save the date. It will be one-day event. We'll start with the sunrise in over Asia and go all the way to Bay Area. So thank you. See you all. Thanks for coming. I appreciate your time. Dedication.
Thanks, Anna. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.